AI is the new power of the world. It's what's going to drive the world. We know that. There's enough being said about that. And currently there are 3 nations that are standing ahead. We're third, unfortunately, probably China, then the US, and then India. We could come out in front. We can come, so this is more a natural perspective, then I'll come back to creativity. We could come up in front, provided we all put our shoulder, push it and not be so afraid of it. There's no reason to be afraid of it. The only thing to be afraid of AI is that the world will go ahead and we won't catch up. The time is now. AI, the people, really, Sam Altman and all my other friends there, they keep talking about $1 trillion. It's only there to scare us. If you could put a rover on Mars at less than the cost that Hollywood can make a film, we could go into those large language models. The LLMs are not as scary as they put it up. They just, at $1 trillion India can't arega, but $1 trillion dalna hi nahi padega. We are innovative enough. And you know what will help us to be innovative enough? AI itself, right? So the importance of AI is there. I mean, I'm on the board of Waves, and we're pushing AI. I run the Goa Film Festival. I'm starting an AI film part of it too. I think the best way to understand AI is to see what AI is not, because everybody says it's everything. When I was a kid, lived in Delhi, we used to go to Simla, Mussoorie, and Barsat hoti thi, so there used to be all these waterfalls. And I was about 13, 14, and my mother used to hate me doing that. I used to run down the waterfall, jump from one boulder to another boulder to another boulder. Now, the first 2, 3 boulders are easy because you can jump to it, you can see it. But once you pick up momentum, you have to know which 3 boulders, 4 boulders, and you keep going. And I've often wondered, because I could have fallen, slipped at any time. And then at the end of it, when I looked back and said, oh my God, I survived. I didn't die, I did it. And please somebody don't tell my mother I did this. It would go on. Question is, how did I do it? When I was doing it, when the momentum was so high, there was no way I could make a logical decision. There's no way. I can actually sit there. I wouldn't have the time because you're just jumping and jumping. We got into something called the zone. The zone was, what do we call it? It was the same as extreme sports, when the extreme sports is the zone. That zone, I still call it the zone of creativity. You're getting into a zone. But I did say I was going to say what AI can't do. I did it to get into zone. What is the zone born of? It was born of fear. Creativity is full of fear. I would not be creative if I wasn't afraid. That zone was about thrill, about the near-death experience. I was challenging life. That zone is about challenging life. And now it's true. Elon Musk can put a little chip in my brain, and it'll tell me, go there, go there, go there. You picked up, this is your speed, you go there, go there, go there. AI will absolutely make sure that there is no potential possibility of me falling. AI can absolutely make sure that there's no possibility of my dying. AI can call my mom and say, don't worry about it, I'm taking care of your son. It'll be fine, he'll be fine. Here's the question. Then why would I do it? That's the problem. Being human is about being uncertain. Being human, I said, she loves me not, she loves me not. If the answer is she loves me, she loves me, she loves me, she loves me, I'm not being human, there's no love. AI, being human is about being uncertain. Much as we draw big charts, we do these 5-year plans because there's certainty, and then suddenly find it's not working. And AI will make sure now that it doesn't work because everything has changed. Everything will change. So everything that is uncertain, everything that is unpredictable is what makes us human. We die. That's uncertain. I might die tomorrow, I don't know. So that's what drives us. And whatever is human, what drove me down is exactly, and the reason it did is what AI can't do. So as long as we remember what it means to be human, we'll remember what AI can't do. Right? So, now let me talk about creativity. It's very simple and very simple. I work with some of the great geniuses of the world. What is creativity is a big question. And when you called me here to talk about and teach creativity, I would have called it unlearn, learn, unlearn, learn, unlearn, learn. The most creative beings I've ever seen are kids. We are born creative. How can you teach creativity? You watch a child and give a child crayon, and my daughter used to cut up all the curtains in patterns. We are born incredibly creative people, and somewhere our education system has taught us not to be creative. And where did this education system come from? It actually came into what we call, the whole Gurukuls weren't like that. We've developed a linear form of education system that actually came from the West. It really helped us, yes, but it's time to let that go. It's time to let that education system go and come into what I call quantum education. And I say, Shekhar is using a big word now. Quantum education is a very big word. That's nothing. Mahabharata is quantum storytelling. Mahabharata is going linear here, then the story moves around, comes back, something else happens, then moves around, comes back, something else happens. It's unpredictable. You can add things and take out things, and then you'll come back to the same thing. I think I mentioned cave 16, Ellora, right? The Shiva cave. How did I do it? Right? And why am I saying this? I'm saying this because as a culture, we're quantum thinkers. सीधा तो कोई सोचता ही नहीं यार, है ना? कौन ऐसे कहता है? Everybody is thinking, अरे ये क्या बात कर रहा है, मुझे समझ नहीं आ रही, ये क्या बात कर रहा है, मैं सब क्या कर रहा है, मुझे समझ में आ रही है, कुछ बात कर रहा है. That's creativity. The unpredictability of conversation is creative. So, however much we teaching creativity is about teaching to be unpredictable. How can I teach you to be unpredictable? Well, you can by letting you free. Teaching about creativity is the teaching of the freedom of the mind. That's what's amazing. And that's why India has this great opportunity, because as quantum thinkers, quantum thought, as being unpredictable as we are, kya baat kar raha hai, kaise baat kar raha hai. I have a big friend who's doing really well. He's formed a huge company in the US. And when I talked to his investors, he said, we don't know what he's saying, yes or no. He keeps doing this. Right? That's unpredictability. That's very, very creative. So let's just imagine the school being creative. Question is, where does creativity come from? Raise anybody in this room that knows where creativity comes from. So come on, let's be brave. I'm not going to put you on the dock. One person who can say, I know where creativity comes from. I just wrote on my LinkedIn today that actually it comes not from the brain, it comes from the heart. And a lot of neuroscientists are disagreeing with me, but that's, I believe. But if I don't know where creativity comes from, how can I teach it? Problem, right? How do you teach it? I can teach it by teaching you everything that creativity is not. The only way you can teach creativity is to teach you to find yourself. Yeah, wo to Sadhguru bhi kehte hain na, find yourself, but he's right. Creativity comes from the idea of not knowing, the unpredictability of not knowing. How do I teach you not to know? Because anybody sitting in the room probably has gone through years and years of being told that you have to know, you have to know, you have to know, and suddenly a guy is coming in and saying, let me teach you not to know. It's a large part of creativity, and therefore the teaching of creativity to me is to help you let go of everything that you are. Because everything that you are has been accumulated upon you, and then you've defined yourself. By defining yourself, what you've done is confined yourself. So you have to let go of the idea of defining yourself. You have to let go of the idea of music ये होता है. तो आप कहेंगे यार ये क्लासिकल सिंगर्स जो गाते हैं पूरी जिंदगी एक ही राग गाते हैं, है ना? They're becoming perfect and राग तो वही है, गाते रहते हैं सालों साल. What are they trying to do? What are these classical musicians trying to do? They're not trying to define the rag. They are trying to become the rag. That's where true creativity lies. When I become my story that I tell, In Bandit Queen, I was a rapist and raped both. I have to be, otherwise I can't tell a story. So the final, ultimate idea of creativity is to become the creativity, not the creator. But what you create and you become the same thing. If we can teach you to do that, you're all geniuses. That's where we belong, right? So I'm going to let that go. I think I've probably done 10 minutes. I'll take any questions. I don't promise I can have the answers, but I can tell you what the answer is not. Okay. Thank you very much. Thanks.